What is up, YouTube? It is Alex Rose here, and today we're going to be touching on a pretty dope topic, and this is how to make your playlist for different shows, events, and mixes. Now, if you don't know already, my name is Alex Rose, and I make weekly videos on the topics of DJing, producing, tutorials, vlogs, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in learning more about both the creative and business side of being a DJ producer, then subscribe to the channel.
Want you to watch. Take a second.
So today we're going to be looking at how to make playlists for your different shows and events that you play, or different mixes that you plan on making. Now, personally, I said this before, I'm not a huge fan of pre-planning the entire mix. I don't think that's really DJing. I don't think that's gonna help you be better in the long run. I'm much more of a freestyle DJ. All my mixes on my channel are me just going freestyle. You know, I might have done 1 or 2 takes at most, but for the most part, that's why I stick to one genre usually in a mix, because I'm just going ham thing to thing. The only exception to that is my Veld mix, where I go through lots of different genres, and I still recorded that on my second take. So I had to kind of think more about the song order and stuff to make sure that I made it through okay, but definitely it was a matter of just, you know, putting the tempos and so on. So anyways, let's talk about the different scenarios you could be in. If you're going to play a club show or an event or whatever, where you need to be really flexible, then of course your playlist should be humongous. Your bucket should be basically all your music. So for instance, I play a lot of hip-hop clubs in Vancouver. I just bring my entire hip-hop library with me, and I even bring some of my house music just in case it gets to that point where people are a little bit more tipsy and you can get away with playing something outside of hip-hop and R&B. But yeah, I basically bring my entire library. I just sort it by BPM when I'm at the club, and I get going and feel out the crowd. So that's the easiest one to do. Next, you might want a bit more of a restricted set list. A good example of that for me was I was playing this, it was like a tropical, it was very loose, like the whole theme of the night. It was called Fuego, and it was at the house club in Vancouver called MIA Saturdays, deep down inside. It's like a house only night, and the whole point was like summer tropical deep house. So it was wide enough that I needed way more music than I'd end up playing, but not so wide that I didn't want to make a separate playlist for it, that I would just bring all my music. So I didn't end up downloading a lot more. I checked out a couple of the different labels I knew had that kind of music, and I'll pop up the screen share of what the bucket looks like. So you can see it says Fuego, and I have just a ton of music in here. To say how many total songs I have, sorted by number maybe. Yeah, so I have like 67 tracks in here, but I think this was just for a half hour, if I'm not wrong, for the set. Or another good example would be some of the mixes that I do for the mixes on this channel. I usually just put in like as much music as new music as I find, and I literally just play until I run out of that playlist. So usually it's around, I either end up making a new one when I'm around 30 or around 60, so it ends up being 30 or 60 minutes, but I'm really just putting as much music as I can in there and then playing it through. The final way to make it more focused is when you really do need something like track by track. So the best example of that for me was my Veld mix. Like I said, I planned pretty much everything out. So I didn't just have it sorted by BPM. I knew that there were some songs that were at higher BPMs I wanted to bring down, because I was also trying to match key. And so for that one, I individually renumbered them so that they'd be in the order that I wanted them to be, and I made sure that the set list basically flowed fluidly through them. I knew for like all the house tracks though that they were all bass house kind of genre, so I could just play them in a row, and I didn't need to practice that. I guess the easiest way to make your set list or your playlist is to think about the theme that's going on for the night, and then look up, if you don't already have a lot of music in that genre or in that style, look up different labels that put out that kind of music, and then just start listening to their latest releases. And then you can download all that music and you can play it out. But really, you should try to be as flexible as possible when it comes to DJing. It will pay off in the long run, where you're able to think of different combinations and mashups spontaneously, and it will be a huge benefit to you. So I hope that helped you in making your own set lists and playlists for future shows. If this video helped you out, please do leave a like, and if you have other ideas for other topics you'd like me to cover, please leave a comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and happy dancing.
Tick tick tock, watch. Tick tick tock, tick tick tock, tick tick tock, watch. Tick tick tock, tick tick tock, tick tick tock.